Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden. I am Bayou Sugar, DJ Bayou Sugar, Bayou Sugar, however you want to call me. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all for being here. Let's see, I'm just checking my audio and visual, making sure everything is on the up and up, and it appears things are okay. So let me see. Guys, if this is your first time here to my channel, thank you for being here and welcome in. If this is not your first time being here, um, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So for all of you, whatever platform you are on, please remember to hit that like button. However that may be, maybe come in the form of a tap. Those of you on TikTok, make sure you go up there up top by my name and grab your daily heart me and tap that screen to like it and share out the live to all your friends or anybody who you think may be able to use this information. Also, for those of you on YouTube, make sure you like the live and share it out just in case it has not been shared out. Because we know sometimes over there people don't get their notifications. And those for you who are on the Facebook side, make sure you like it and also share it out as well. Instagram, thank you for being here. Unfortunately for you guys, the streaming platform that I am currently using is called EV and it will only allow me to stream to you for 1 hour. So once that 1 hour hits, the live stream will end and you will have to mosey on over to one of the other remaining three platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, and find me. And I am Bayou Sugar on all of those. You can find me and I will still be going. I encourage you guys to do that. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for being here again. Those of you who are on the Facebook side, make sure you hit that like and share it out. No matter what streaming platform you are on, please remember to comment back and forth. This is an open-ended conversation. This is just not me talking here, but I'm just sharing with you information that has worked for me on my journey and things that I have researched and found out about. Feel free to chime in and let me know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, or what you found or what you haven't found, and so on and so forth. Please feel free to ask questions or what have you. Also, let me see what else I need to say. I will be highlighting comments on the YT side because the streaming platform EVMux allows me to do that. It connects the YT chat in here, but I won't be able to do that for you folks over on the Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok side. But I will acknowledge your comments and I will read them accordingly. Okay. Those of you on YT side, please remember you can type SHUGA in the chat and Nightbot will drop your link and that way others can connect with you. Um, yeah. And those of you who are on the other platforms, make sure you connect with those who are in the live in the chat as well. Okay, guys. So, just to show y'all that my mama did raise me right and I do know how to speak to people, I'm going to speak to those of you guys who have found it in your schedule to come by and spend some time with little old me. Okay. So, for those of you who are catching the replay, one time for you guys, I appreciate you for coming through. One time for the replay people. And for those of you who are in the bushes, one time for you guys. And for those of you who are live in the chat, I will speak to you guys individually. Also, those of you who are catching the replay, please remember to leave me a comment or an emoji or something to let me know that you've been here, because I do respond to my comments. I do read them. So feel free to leave me a comment. Please, ma'am. Please, sir. Hold on, I'm just reading something real quick. All right, Dunzel. I mean, not Dunzel. Lord, look on my mind at. D Bud Files, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. Now it's Dunzel. Dunzel, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Dunzel is part of my security here over on the Sugar Shack when we have Sugar Shack sometime. Appreciate you, Dunzel. Appreciate you. Also, we have Soul Sister. Hey, sis, doing rounds to support real quick. Okay, well, thank you for popping your head in. I appreciate you. Sassy, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Sassy Girl. Sassy Girl. Good to see you, Sassy. Good to see you. Breeze. Hey, welcome in, Breeze Omega. Omega. Got tongue tied. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate your support. Hey, Netta Ness. What you growing? How you growing? That's what I think about every time I see your titles in YouTube when you say, how you growing? I like it though. One time for Netta. Thank you for being here, Netta. I appreciate you. One time for the people that are over on the, Instagram side. One time for y'all. Hey, Gentleman Jay, welcome in. Gentleman Jay on the TikTok side, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Y'all, that's Gentleman Jay. I've told y'all before, he is the CEO of the Living Legends agency that I am a part of on TikTok. That's my lawyer in my back pocket. When I get jammed up against the wall, all I got to do is go hit up my Living Legends and they're going to work it out. So if you're looking for you a lawyer in your back pocket, hit me up. I'll send you over there to Silver so you can fill out that application, or you can hit up Gentleman J over there. Come on over to the TikTok if you're on any one of these platforms, YT, FB, or Instagram. Come on over to my chat right quick and see Gentleman J over there. He got the application. It only takes 2 seconds. Boom, boom, and you application sent. And they will hit you up and get you straight. Make sure everything is okay, so you'll be secured over there on TikTok. All right. Now I'm telling you what I know. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Okay. Your girl knows. But thank you for being here, Gentleman J. I appreciate you. Love to Live. Welcome in over there on the TikTok side. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. All my folks over there. I can't see my Facebook. Why is it black? Okay, I see it. I don't know why they behind, but they over there. Welcome in to all my people over there on the Facebook side. Just a reminder, I see y'all watching over there on Facebook. If you don't comment, I won't know you're here. So that's why I'm giving y'all a general applause, just like with the Instagram people. It's a lot of privacy over there on those TikTok, on those Instagram and Facebook. You don't know they're in the room unless they announce themselves, unlike other platforms. Same thing with YouTube. So if you don't make a comment, I don't know you're here. So if you want me to know you're here, you gotta say something. Fall out them bushes. But thank you for those who are watching over there on the Facebook side. One time for y'all. Oh, thank you, Gentleman Jay. Thank you. Thank you. So you guys, we are coming in tonight just so you guys will know to talk about more about this weight loss and gardening, okay? We're gonna get to the video. Last live stream we talked a lot and I didn't even get a chance to get back to finishing the video. But just to recap, last live stream we talked about the three things that you need to do in order for you to not only lose weight but to be healthy. And don't get it twisted. The information I'm giving you is not a diet. It's not for you to try to lose weight like a keto thing. This is something that you have to do and you have to live it. That means it's a change that you'll have to make for the rest of your life. And trust me, it's not hard. It's not easy. I mean, it's not hard as you think it is, but it's worth it and it will save your life. So don't look at it as just weight loss. Weight loss is a um a plus, okay? You just happen to lose weight doing this, but the purpose, a sole reason for doing this is to kick all of these ailments and diseases that we got that'll help you to be a better you and a more healthier you, and you can live longer. Hey, what's up, David Cole with the crop? Watermelon King 2023 and my bus driver for the Sugar Shack. Welcome in, David. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So those three things is, to recap, what you need to do. Number one, you need to kick the added sugar. No added sugar, okay? You can eat natural organic sugar. You can eat apples because it comes with its regular sugar. But don't juice the apple and then add sugar on top of that. That white table, don't do that. Don't even buy the apple juice out the store because it has added sugar. Don't even buy the one that says no added sugar because it still got sugar. And if you was here for the last live, we talked about that, right? How we said you got to turn those things around and look at those labels on your food products. Everything you buy, you have to turn it around and look at those labels. And what are we looking for? We're looking on that nutrition facts label to see if it has added sugars. Now, it's going to have total sugars, and then right up under total sugars is added sugars. Your added sugar needs to be zero. Now, sometimes they done got a little smart, and they'll put a zero right there and say it's no added sugar. But you don't stop there, right? Don't stop at the nutritional facts. Go on over to the ingredients. Read them ingredients. And once you read them ingredients, see if they got sugar in there. Now, it might not be spelled SHUGAR, regular sugar, right? Because sugar has many names. For example, maltodextrin, that's a form of sugar. And you don't need that. It's an added sugar. You don't need that. If you see glucose, it's added already in there. If you see anything, most of the things that end in all, like erythritol, that's a alcohol sugar. It's in there. Even in products that say no sugar, it's in there. Your ingredients should only list what that product is, right? So if we're getting coconut water, it should only say coconut and water, right? If we're getting apple juice, it shouldn't be say nothing but apples and maybe water if they dilute it a little bit. but it shouldn't have anything else other than that, right? If it says anything other than what's in it, don't get it. So that's one, that's all wrapped in that one key point. Kick the added sugar. You only want to do natural sugar, right? The second thing is you want to fast. That means you're giving your body a break from eating, okay, and allowing it to rest and recharge and reset itself. How long you fast? 12, a minimum of 12 to 16 hours daily, okay? We broke that down last slide, and I'll post some shorts just in case you missed it. And number three, cut down on your portion sizes. If you do those three things, I promise you that you will not only be, hey, Lynette, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time from Lynette. I promise you, I promise you, you will not only lose weight, but you will be healthy. And I'm telling you because this is what I have done to get rid of some things that I was struggling with. I was struggling with diabetes type 2. I was struggling with high cholesterol. I was struggling with low vitamin D. And I go to the doctor now. I actually had blood work a couple of weeks ago, and I'm fine. Nothing is wrong except for this perimenopause stuff. And that's just a part of nature. And I can kind of combat that with, some natural stuff, but it's not an ailment. It's just a part of aging, a part of getting older. Okay. So those are the three things that we rocking with. That's the three things that I'm trying to stress to you guys that you need to make those changes. Hello over there on the Instagram side. Uh yeah, look at Coach Trill. Welcome in, Coach Trail. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. One time for Coach Trail. I see you over there. I see you over there. How y'all over there in the great state of Texas? I know you're probably about ready to come home. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So that's what we are going to continue on tonight. We're going to build on top of that and finish watching this video that we started watching a while ago. Welcome in, LGGG Love. Welcome in, my my elect lady, secretary of the Stronger Together Forum Co-op. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hey, lady Keita. I got it right. I thought about it. After my last live, I said I called her Kenyetta again. But Lady Keita on the TikTok side. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to play this video a little bit for you. We're going to go through it just a little bit so you guys can, you know, get more information and more knowledge about what is going on so we all can be healthy, right? Anybody that know me, when I find out information and it helped me and it's working, guess what I do? I share it. I don't keep it to myself. I want to share it. And especially something like this, I don't want to be the only one healthy and losing weight. I want you to do it too. I'm going to share the information with you. Now, what you do with it after you can get it is up to you. Okay? But I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to try to give it to you to where how I understood it. Now, you might not get it when I say it. And don't get it twisted. I ain't the only one that's out here saying it. And I ain't the first one that said it. And I ain't gonna be the last one that said it. But hopefully somebody light bulb will go off from the way that I explain it. And if not, then guess what? I done planted a seed in somebody, and hopefully when they hear it again, you know, it'll help when they hear it the second time or the third time or the 1,000th time or the 50th time or the 5 million time, the light bulb will go off at some point. So that's how we do it out here. You say everybody can't do everything. Somebody plant, somebody water, somebody, you know, fertilize. That's how it go. A tree has many roots, right? And all of those roots are supplying nutrients to that main tree. And that's what I'm trying to be to you. I'm trying to be a root to share you that information that I have to make you stronger. All right. All right. So let me share my screen with you guys just so I can do a sound check before I get started. If you guys don't mind putting a one in the chat to let me know that you can hear me and see me, that will be perfect. But it seems like we firing on all cylinders at the moment. Let's see. I think we lost the Instagram stream, which is okay. But either I just can't see it. Alrighty. Let's keep this ball rolling. So I'm going to share my screen for the video that we're going to watch. And again, this video that I'm sharing with you guys is information that I came across doing my research, and it is from the Diary of a CEO. I would highly recommend that you guys go over there and check out their channel. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like on those videos. And look at a whole bunch of it. It's a wealth of information out there over there. And it's not just their channel, but this is the channel that I'm referencing right now. This is the information that I found. It helped the light bulb to go off for me. So I'm hoping that it will do the same for you. So this is Diary of a CEO. And he's interviewed a lot of people. I've shared a couple of videos from this channel that have helped me. So I'm hoping that, this will help you as well. Okay. All right. So let's get going because we got a ways to go.
Calorie out thing. I've spoken about him a few times. He posted about it online as well. And he actually managed to get a pretty much like 6-pack abs, pretty much. And at the time, it appears that he was eating a lot of Domino's pizzas, a lot of pizzas. And I was thinking, how's this guy eating all these pizzas, but he's using this calories in, calorie out thing? And then when the pizza stopped, there was this yo-yo effect. Where he managed to get to basically what I'd describe as a 6-pack, or thereabouts. And then stopped the diet per se. And then there was this big yo-yo effect, which I imagine is what you said there. What he's done is he's lowered his metabolism. Then when he goes up just a little bit,
it all comes back.
It all comes back and then some.
And then some. Yeah, absolutely.
So this form of dieting is actually over the long term probably going to make you gain weight.
Oh, it's very detrimental. And that's what yo-yo dieting, we all know it's very detrimental. But think about it differently, right? So let's take a different example with the same calories, which is why I keep saying you have to think about more than the calories. You have to think about what the hormones are because that's the instructions to your body. Food contains calories, energy, but it contains instructions as to what to do. So let's take an example. You're eating 2,000 calories in, 2,000 calories out. Now you go on a diet. You take in 1,500. But what you do is you do some intermittent fasting. When you fast, insulin is going to fall. That's the whole point. Insulin is a hormone that goes up when you eat. It goes down when you don't eat, right? So when you eat, insulin goes up. Your body wants to store energy. When you don't eat, insulin goes down. Your body says, I have no energy. I have no food coming in. Please take it out of storage. So now you take 1,500 calories, but you do intermittent fasting. So you're allowing your insulin levels to fall. Now, 1,500 calories are coming in. Insulin levels are low. Your body wants to burn 2,000 calories. It says, well, insulin levels are low. Let me take 500 calories from my body fat. Guess what? You have 500 coming from your body fat. You have 1,500 coming from your foods. You burn 2,000. It's a balanced equation. So instead of the opposite situation, and you see that the calories are the same. You went from 2,000 in to 1,500 in. But what the difference was, you allowed insulin to fall, which allowed you to burn body fat, right? It's the hormonal signal that says, Please take energy out, open up the doors so that body fat can come out. And this is the piece that's missing because people are all like, well, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, well, why can't you burn the fat that's on your body? Because there's 200, 300,000 calories of body fat. Why can't you access it? It's because you haven't activated the right hormones so that you can access it. So now if you do intermittent fasting, you eat 1,500 calories, you take 500 calories out, your body's burning 2,000. Now all of a sudden, if you go off your diet and you go back to 2,000 calories, guess what? You don't gain weight, you don't lose weight. Same as before. Whereas before you go even to 1,800 calories, you lost weight. But the difference was not the calories. It was always 2,000 to 500. The difference was you paid attention to the hormones that you're telling your body. And the insulin is sort of the primary hormone. There's actually a lot more. There's cortisol is a very important hormone. There's other hormones.
You mentioned burning calories there. One of the thoughts around the calories in, calories out model is that you can just exercise. And if you burn 1,000 calories exercising, then that gives you a little bit of a reserve there to eat more, for example.
Yeah, and it's probably a very, very small effect for a couple of reasons. So we know that if you exercise, and I say this, exercise is really good for you in a number of ways. Flexibility, strength, core, all kinds of things. So very, very important. But in terms of weight loss, it's actually a very, very small effect. Why? Because one, the amount of calories you burn during exercise are simply not that high. So if you look at, if you do walking, I mean, if you did 8 hours of high intensity exercise, yeah, you're going to burn a lot of calories. But most people I deal with, which are sort of middle-aged and higher, you're talking about sort of a quick walk or, 45, half an hour, 3 times a week sort of thing. And if you ever go on the treadmill and you ever watch the calorie counter on the treadmill, it goes up very, very slowly, right? You'll do half an hour and it'll be up to like 120 calories or something like that, right? So that exercise really didn't burn off very many calories. It's the amount that you'd get in a couple of cookies, for example, right? So it's just numerically, it's just very small. So if you're taking in, if your body is normally using 2,000 calories, with your brain generating body heat, your heart, your lungs, your liver, they're using 2,000 calories, and now you go up to 2,100 calories. Well, percentage-wise, it's not a huge deal, right? The other problem with exercise is that it tends to actually cause you to eat more. So again, we've had decades of study for this. If you exercise, during the exercise, you have reduced appetite. So you have exercise, it's called exercise-induced anorexia. So in the middle of a basketball game, you don't suddenly go, oh, wow, I'm really hungry, right? Because your blood is flowing in your, in your muscles and so on. You're not thinking about the hunger. So hunger actually goes down during exercise. But after exercise, we see this rebound. So we see that people are actually more hungry after exercise. And if you're hungrier after exercise, it's going to cause you to tend to gain more weight. In fact, there's this very interesting study that was done a few years ago in Harvard where they measured the sort of calorie difference that you get with for children in certain activities. So they said, okay, what if a child is watching TV? What's the average caloric difference? And it was like plus 100 calories per hour. So for every hour of TV, they're sort of positive 100 calories over time, right? And that makes sense. You're just sitting there. When you look.
Okay, I'm going to pause right there. Hey, Lynette, welcome in. Not Lynette. I spoke to Lynette already, but for some reason I need to speak to Lynette again. Hey, Lynette, welcome in. Thank you for being here again. I appreciate you. Hey, gardening is great. Welcome in. Gardening is great. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So I paused that right there because, in essence, to me, just to explain what I got out of what he was saying is doing these diets is not the end all to be all. It may help you short term and it may help you a little bit, but in the long term, you will get everything that you work for. It will come back. once you go back to a normal or whatever is considered normal eating habit, even when you exercise. So what he is saying, it will help. Like we said before, it will help with your stamina, increasing your strength and endurance. But as far as weight loss, it's good for short term. Hey, Miss Linda, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Cooking and listening. All right. I know you cooking something good. I already know it. I can taste it and smell it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hey, Jamie, you're over there on the TikTok side. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Jamie. Thank you so much. So, as far as the exercise is concerned, like I was saying, the exercise will help you, increase those things, allow you to be able to um, run for longer periods of time and not get so tired. Those things increase your endurance, your strength, your flexibility. But as far as getting rid of the excess fat or getting rid of inflammation, exercise will not allow you to do that. It'll allow you to get rid of some excess fat, but then what happens if you're not exercising those 5, 6, 7 days a week? It comes right back, right? Right. So in essence, to me as a person, if you're looking to make a change, you want to make changes that will are permanent. You don't want to be doing something that you got to keep going back and doing over and over again, right? You want to make a change that will stick to you. And I don't know why I'm thinking about grits, but I keep hearing the saying when your mama, when we was younger, they would feed us grits because the saying was it'll stick to your ribs, right? You won't be hungry. You don't want to go eat all this like they advertise. You don't want to load up on these bowls of cereal. Then an hour later, you hungry again, and your mama gonna say you just ate, so they ain't feed you. You ain't eat that stuff. They fed us cereal and oatmeal, stuff that'll stick with you, that'll keep you feeling full for a longer period of time, or that'll keep you satisfied for a longer period of time, rather than loading you up on all this sugar. And then you hungry 30 minutes to an hour later, right? So in essence, that's what these he's explaining to me, that what the exercise and these diet fads do to you. They are a quick fix and they may work for now, but what happens when you're not doing that regimen? So he's saying this is where fasting comes in at. When you fast, you're causing your body to reset itself, right? And this is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, because what? Everybody going to sleep, right? You ain't going to never stop sleeping, right? So you're going to always be fasting. The only thing is, he's saying, is increase that time after you have stopped eating because you went to sleep. Then increase that time by some more hours so that your body can really get the full reset. Okay, because some of us only sleep 5, 4 hours a day or a night. You need to allow that body to make it to that 12 to 16 hour mark so that your body can switch over to fat burning mode. And when your body is in fat burning mode, it's burning all the excess fat. That means it has used up everything that you have consumed. It has used it up. All the systems have absorbed everything that it needs to function properly, right? And so now it's getting rid of the excess. And there is a way which we have heard of known as the keto diet, where it tells you um, once you switch out of fat burning mode, you switch over to ketosis. And ketosis is basically you're in a good state that you want your body to be in, where if your body's in ketosis, it's already resetting itself and it's rapidly going through whatever. It's left over, it's gone instantly. Okay. So that's what the fasting is doing. And that's why he's encouraging fasting, because this is not just a quick fix. So, say for instance, if you start off fasting for 16 hours, and then you may decrease, or sometimes throughout the month you may not do 16, you might do 12 here, you might do 13, you might do 8 here, you might do, but you're still going to be fasting. Your body will still be able to switch over into that mode because it's already in the habit of doing it. Unlike with exercise, once you stop exercising, your body instantly start going back to being lazy. Miss Linda said, "Thank you for the information." Miss Linda, no problem, no problem. Thank you. Look, thank you for the seeds that you planted to help this information come out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. I'm checking my other chats because they are not here in the same thing. So, with that being said, you need to do fasting. He just reiterated what I'm saying, and I'm just showing you the proof in the research. He's saying it. Okay? It needs it. I mean, you already doing it, you're just not doing it for long enough, right? Hence, somebody might be saying, well, I'm already sleeping. I sleep 8 hours a day and I still, well, look at how much food you eating. You eating 6 meals a day and you sleeping 4, giving your body 4 to 8 hours to break time to break it down before you even start putting 2 more meals in your mouth. You're not giving your body enough time. It needs a longer break. It needs a longer break. What happens? Let's put this in simple terms. You got a job, right? You're on a job. What happens if your boss tells you, I need you to work these next few weeks? I ain't got no replacement. You got to come in every day, and I need you to stay. I'll let you take a break for about 3 or 4 hours, but then come right back and clock in. You think you can survive like that? Can you survive like that? In simple terms, it's easy for us to compute that because you can actually see that. You know what's gonna happen. You know I can't survive off sleep, 3 4 hours of sleep for however many days. I can't survive without water for however many days. Think about that for how your body is. Your body cannot survive without rest for too long. If you keep pushing it and pushing it, what's gonna happen? It's going to shut down. Okay? Hold on. I think we got a little break. It's going to shut down. If you keep pushing your body and pushing, it is going to shut down. So you need to give it a break. Bottom line. All right? Let's keep going. Oh, wait a minute before I go. Hey, Frugal Mama, welcome in. Thank you for being here, honey. I appreciate you so much. All right, let's see what else he's going to say.
Look at mild exercise, it's about the same. It's about positive 100 calories. So the only way that happens is that if that exercise is causing you to eat more, right? And you say, well, why are you eating more? It's like, well, because you're hungry. Like the exercise is inducing you to eat more. And that's going to make it difficult to lose weight.
You say in the book in chapter 4 that 95% of weight loss is diet.
Yeah. And that's the reason why exercise is very hard to exercise enough to lose weight. And that's not to say that you shouldn't exercise. You really should exercise. Everybody should exercise. But if you're trying to lose weight, you still got to focus on the main topic, which is the foods that you eat, which is not just the calories. It's about the types of food that you eat, which is going to affect the hormonal balance, and also how often you eat. If you're eating all the time versus if you're only eating very infrequently, then you're going to have a different hormonal balance that is going to affect your weight as well.
An American survey of more than 60,000 adults and children revealed that in 1977, most people ate 3 times a day. By 2003, most people were eating 5 to 6 times a day.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the whole idea of sort of eating all the time. And this I find fascinating because it was this sort of inadvertent change in our diet that we never talked about, right? So in 1977, we told people eat lots of carbs, okay? So we know that. That's in print. For sure, the American government said eat 55 to 60% carbs, eat less fat. What happened is that, in 1977, people ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No snacks. If you wanted an after school snack, your mom said, no, you're going to ruin your dinner. If you wanted a bedtime snack, your mom would say, no, you should have ate more at dinner, right? No problem. But what happened is that as we started to eat sort of a lot of carbs, what happened is exactly as what we discussed before. You eat 2 slices of bread in the morning with
That
jam.
part, frugal mama. That
You have
part.
no satiety, insulin spikes way up, glucose spikes way up, but then it crashes
So you get
because
hungry again.
then you get hungry at 10:30. So you go around looking for a low-fat muffin. And it was because your sugars are going down, your insulin's going down. So now you're eating mid-morning snack. Then you eat a big plate of pasta. Then you get ravenous at like 3:00. So you go find yourself some crackers or something like that, right? And then so now you're having a mid-morning snack, you're having mid-afternoon snack, then you're having a bedtime snack. And that's the average American by 2003 is eating 5, 6 times a day. But they're saying, hey, I'm eating so low fat. This must be the right way to eat. This must be good for me. So now this snacking becomes institutionalized, whereas pre-1977, snacks are an indulgence, right? It's not something good for you. It's something bad for you, but hey, once in a while you indulge. Then it becomes institutionalized as something that every single one of us should be doing. And we should never be without food for more than an hour and a half. Let's think about this very simply, okay? So if you eat, your insulin's going to go up, your body's going to store calories because you told it to. If you don't eat or if you fast, your body is your insulin's going to go down. You're going to bring those calories back out of storage, right? So you're going to burn calories. You eat, you store calories. You don't eat, you burn calories. Very simple. So why would you want to eat all the time? That makes no sense at all. If you want to lose body fat, you actually need to extend the period of time that you're not eating. In other words, extend your fasting period and get rid of all the snacks in order for you to have enough time that your insulin is low. When insulin is low, it's going to allow fat burning, which is going to allow you to pull those calories back out.
So let me pause right there and let me reiterate what he said. Like, in order for you to burn this fat and these calories, he said 2 things: fast and get rid of the snacks. Okay, he didn't just say, "Well, just fast," but you gotta fast and get rid of the snacks. Fast and get rid of that stuff. Get rid of that added sugar, basically. Because what is snacks? Okay, somebody might say, well, I don't snack on them but peanuts and stuff. Have you read your labels on your peanuts? That part, what David said, that's what they thought in 1977. Snacks were not good. Right. And also, to drop a bomb on you, we did. Hey, Sylvia, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. One time for Sylvia. And think about this too, y'all. This is when they came back with start pushing these pesticides and fungicides and herbicides because they had something that they had to push out. They had an excess of materials that they used during WAR, And so they remarketed those, right? And they had to get them off the shelf. They had to sell them to somebody. And so the practices changed. And they encouraged it that we use them. Hey, you want bigger, better fruits and vegetables? You need to use this, right? You need to use this. So they were just trying to push the agenda. That's what it was. Sylvia says no snacks, no sugar, carbs, and lots of water. I would give y'all a cheat code, but y'all ain't ready for that. Let me keep y'all on the straight and narrow right now. Right? Because you gotta get it. You gotta get it in. You gotta leave that stuff alone. And you already know that the stuff that they are making now, the ingredients they are putting into it, have ingredients that'll keep you wanting more and more. You're not feeling full. Like he just said, you eating it, and a little bit later, you hungry again. You going back for another snack. Now you done just had breakfast an hour ago, but you starving. Stomach about to hit your back. So you gonna go on there. I'm gonna just eat me a piece of bologna, right? Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Frugal Mama say, no sugar alone can be like, definitely. It is life changing. She said can be life changing. It is. Because it's in basically everything. Everything. And it's the common culprit to diseases. Okay? David said he'll just drink a half a glass. Let's keep going and see what else he say.
You're cited as being really the founder of modern intermittent fasting. And I've heard people talk about intermittent fasting on this show over and over and over and over again now. But the internet says that it really came from you. I know that intermittent fasting's been happening for thousands of years, but the idea of it as a tool for weight loss, they say it came from you.
Because in 2013, 2014, really nobody was talking about it from a medical standpoint. Like, what's happening in the body? Why is it good? Why is it bad? And really, I was, for years, sort of this one voice in the wilderness that was saying, like, hey, this is a tool for us. If you want to lose weight because it's important, then you can just set aside a period of time that you don't eat. At the time, people thought it was extremely bad for you. And I looked through all the literature and I said, well, why is it bad for you? And they had all these reasons. There's all these myths about intermittent fasting and how it's going to cause you to gain weight and be tired and hungry and all these sorts of things. I said, well, no, there's actually a lot of data here over the last, 2,000 years that we've used intermittent fasting. And they're simply not true. And I can go over a few of those. But that's why there was nobody talking about it at the time. And that's where I started to sort of bring it into the sort of public consciousness that this is a tool. That's all it is.
Were you attacked for that at the time?
Oh, absolutely. Like I got attacked from all sides. I got, doctors were coming after me, dietitians were coming after me. Everybody thought I was going to do so much harm. And the funny part was that, as I think back, as I spoke to a lot of colleagues would say to me, you know what? I used to do that when I was in training. We did that all the time. We'd go 24 hours without eating because we were in the OR or we were in the ER or we were busy. So we did that constantly and nothing bad happened. And I remember thinking, you know what? As a doctor, I actually tell people to fast all the time. If you have to go for surgery, you need to fast. If you're after surgery, you need to fast. If you do fasting blood work, you need to fast. So why is it that I'm actually telling people to fast all the time, and yet for weight loss, you shouldn't fast? That doesn't make any sense. And physiologically, from a body standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. One of the things people talked about was, it's going to make you eat more later. It's going to make you more hungry. Your basal metabolic rate's going to go down. This was one of the big myths of intermittent fasting. That's going to cause the so-called starvation mode, right? And this is the idea that your basal metabolic rate will fall so low that when you do start to eat, you're going to gain weight again. So I said, well, let's think about this. You can do a study where you take somebody, say you, for example, and you could fast them for 4 days. and measure how many calories they're burning, their basal metabolic rate on day 0 before the fast, and measure them 4 days into the fast and see how many calories you're burning. So on day 0, they say you're burning, say, 2,000 calories a day. On day 4 of 0 food, you don't eat any food for 4 days. They measure how much calories you're burning. Your body is burning 2,200 calories.
Wow.
Your basal metabolic rate didn't go down. It went up. Your body's activating itself during fasting, which is fascinating because if you're trying to lose weight, dropping that basal metabolic rate is death. Like, if you drop that metabolic rate, it's so hard to lose weight. That's what
I have to stop this and just have you guys think about something. So when you go for blood work and they tell you to fast for your blood work, um, they tell you a time in which you should stop eating. If they're wanting to test what your body is doing when it has fasted, they trying to get your body. They want you to not eat so your body can be reset, right? And trying to find out what your body is doing once it has reset. If they really want to know what your body is doing, why they don't test you? Why they don't tell you just come in? You ain't gotta fast, just come in. We want to see what it's like. That's where the trouble is, right? The trouble is when we not fasting. We need to find out what my blood level is like when I'm not fasting. I need to find out what my blood sugar is when I just finished eating. Right? It just don't make, like he said, it just don't make sense. Let's keep going.
the calorie restricted diets did. That's what the low fat diets did, the eating all the time did. But when you actually fast, your metabolic rate went up. And we see this in study after study. And the reason is actually basic physiology. It's actually medical physiology, like first year medical school stuff. When you don't eat, what happens in your body from a hormone standpoint is that your insulin's going to fall. You're going to allow your body to start using the calories that are in the body. At the same time, other hormones go up. So the sympathetic tone goes up, which is your fight or flight response. Your cortisol levels go up because, again, it's an activation, and your growth hormone goes up because those hormones are going to start telling your body to start pulling calories out. So you're actually activating yourself. Think about it in the wild. If you see a hungry wolf, is that just sort of, all like lethargic? No, he's activated. He's actually more dangerous than any other wolf, as opposed to, say, a lion who just ate. Because when you just eat, you just want to lie there. You want to digest your food. You have no energy. So people say, "Wow, your metabolic rate's going to go down if you fast." No, the truth is actually the opposite. It goes up.
You've got me thinking about food as an instruction I'm giving my body, because if I eat this food, it's going to have this impact on my hormones, which is going to have this impact on my body. So if we view food as an instruction to the body, we talked a little bit about the timings of eating and a little bit about fasting. I want to get into that a little bit more, but breakfast. I read that you didn't think most people need breakfast.
Yeah, the whole idea that you need to eat as soon as you get up is just false. So there's this whole thing about breakfast. Now, you will always break your fast. Think about the actual word, right? Break fast. It's the meal that breaks your fast, which tells you that in the English language, we accept that your body should have a fasting period every day. Why? There's a period of time that you're supposed to feed, you eat, insulin goes up, you store calories. Then there's supposed to be a period of time that you fast. That's after dinner until the next day's meal, which is breakfast, right? So you say you stop eating at 6 p.m., you eat at 8 a.m. That's a 14-hour period where your body is not eating, it's fasting.
Okay, I got to stop right there because I got to just say, whether you believe, whatever you believe, and whatever you believe, everything has a time and a place, right? Everything has a time and a season. It's a time and a place, or a time and a season for everything. That's just whether you read it in your scripture, whether you read it in uh your you got it in your common sense. If you paying attention, there's cycles to everything. Nothing is forever. It's a time and a place for everything. Same thing for eating. It's a time when you should eat, and it's a time when you should not eat. Just like if you look at it with our gardens, certain seasons you grow certain things, and that's for a reason. Those things, no, without our help, those things will grow in nature without our help because they know that this is the time that they're supposed to grow. The earth is conducive, or the environment is conducive to their growth. Everything they need to grow and to come to their full fruition, which means be nutrient filled and look beautiful and everything. It's their time. And that's the time when those things should be grown. But, you know, human nature, we want what we want, and we want it now, right? And that's what gets us caught up all the time. All the time. He hammered in, just because you wake up in the morning doesn't mean that that's when you're supposed to eat. Breakfast doesn't mean that's the first meal of the day. Breakfast means, like David said, and like this guy said, and like many of you have said, I've heard say in this community, in on these different social media pages platform. It means just what it says. It's two words: break and fast. You're breaking your fast, meaning you're starting back to eat after you have not been eating. That's all that means. Okay, it don't mean that it's the first thing that you're supposed to eat in the morning. It's your first meal that you're eating after you have fasted. Hence, you are breaking your fast. All right. I just want to reiterate that. We're gonna go a little bit longer. I'm not gonna watch. We're not gonna watch this whole video together because I want y'all to go on over there to Diary of a CEO and watch the rest, and you get the rest of your interpretation of it. Okay? We just gonna do a little bit more.
And therefore it's going to use calories, right? But the word breakfast tells us that that's actually a normal pattern, this normal cyclical pattern. You feed, then you fast, right? If you eat all the time, your body's just going to store energy and never have a period to burn energy. So, okay, well, what's going to happen? You're going to gain weight.
I read as well that breakfast eaters averaged 539 extra calories per day compared to those that skipped breakfast. And that's a finding that's consistent with other trials. That was on page 132 of the obesity code.
Yeah, so the more often you eat in general, the more calories you take in. So if you eat 3 times a day, or 6 times a day, then, if you eat 3 times a day compared to 2 times a day, for example, you'll in general eat less because it's harder to eat that, big meal. So say you eat once a day versus 3 times a day. If you eat once a day, it's not always easy to eat 3 meals worth of calories all in one sitting because you get full.
Do you fast?
Oh, I do that regularly, yeah.
And
So I wanted to pause right there and let you know. To me, my sign, and I'm not just I'm not saying this is what's gonna work for you, but for me, how I know that my body is doing what it's supposed to do, I can't even eat. I can't even go back to eating like I wanted to if I tried. I I can't. My body won't let me. I have learned to recognize when I'm full. I have even, let me tell you how powerful your body is, okay? I have even gotten to the point to where I hadn't bought meat out of the grocery store in maybe about, well, from here in Louisiana. I've been home about a month. I haven't bought meat out of the grocery store in a month since I've been back. Now I was getting meat in Arizona, and the meat tasted fine there in Arizona. But when I came back here, down home, and it didn't matter what store I went to, I could taste the difference. It's something different about the meat. It doesn't taste like meat. Number one, it doesn't taste like meat, and it doesn't taste fresh. I can taste whatever they added to it. I taste chemical is what I taste. When I cook it, I smell chemical. Now before, I don't think if I was eating properly, I don't think I would be able to detect that. I don't think so. And if I did, my body probably would have, my mind probably would have overridden and be like, oh, that's just, yeah, it's just in your mind. You ain't thinking. Keep eating, keep eating. So I am grateful for the heightened sense of taste now. And it happens with a lot of stuff. When I eat something and it's overly salty, coming from the south, it my tolerance of salt was through the roof. But now it has calmed down. And that's what we need, especially like what's going on in this world today. We need to have that those senses back. You need to be able to smell something and know that it's not right before you even put it in your mouth. And you need to have that practice to where when you smell it, your body is instantly turned off. You don't even have the desire to eat it no more, and you can just simply walk away without even thinking about it twice. That is what will happen to you when you do this lifestyle change. That is what will happen to you. Okay? Let's see. We're gonna watch about 5 more minutes, and then I think we're gonna call it on this one because I want you guys to go back and watch it. Let me see if I missed any of your comments. David say he eat fruit throughout the day. Oh yeah, like he don't eat a meal. He might grab something out the garden while he out there. Sylvia says facts. I have a small plate and food don't touch, and sometimes I can't. You can't even finish it. You want to. You want to. Sometimes I still do it now. I still order stuff. If I go out to eat, my eyes be bigger than literally my eyes be bigger than my stomach. I go out there and I look at it and my eyes want it, but I can't eat it. I just can't. I can't even force myself to eat it. Like there is no room. It's no room. And then I lose my desire to eat it. At that point, is what you would call doggish if I would keep doing it because you ain't hungry. You just trying to eat it because you don't want it to go to waste, or you just eating it just because. Says by you, I agree somewhat unless you taking medication that have to be taken by food too per doctor. If you take medication with food, yeah, yeah. If you have to do that for in the morning, yeah, then that's different. If you're on a medication that requires you to, and you have to take it in the morning, and you have to eat it with food, yeah, then that's different. Then you have to break your fast. What I would say is adjust it. If you know that you got to take this medication in the morning, and you know that that's the time you're gonna have to break your fast, then you have to fix that fast on the front end. That means you got to stop eating earlier. That's all that is. That's all that is. Lynette said, "Thank you, but you sugar. I feel better when I drink coffee in the morning, and I'm good until 12 to 1 p.m. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Good steps. Hey, Shelly's Homestead Hideaway. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. One time for Shelly. I'm seeing you here. I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in and stepping in and make sure that I'm connected to you. Good evening. Dropping through. I'll come back to catch the replay. I'll definitely make sure we connected to you. If you're still here, Shelly, make sure you type SHUGA in the chat so all of our friends here can connect with you here and come over there and see what you got going on. But thank you so much for the support. Yeah, Sylvia say you just eating because it's still there. And let me tell you, like, even with the juice, like most of us be like, I'll start juicing and stuff. And you might think you'll be able, when you replace that juice, that store-bought juice with the organic juice, don't think you about to start keep drinking a whole glass of juice. You're not going to be able to do it. That's how you'll know the difference between fresh juice, organic, real juice, and processed juice. You can't even drink if 4 ounces of organic juice before you get full. Sometimes after drinking 2 ounces, I'm like, oh, I'm full. It's too much. If you can remember, and I've said this before, back in the days, a little round between 77 and 80, when you would go to places, they would give you a water cup. Your water cup will be big, but the juice cup will be small. And I used to always, me being me, greedy, why they give me this limited cup for my juice? I need more juice. And they give me all this big old cup for water. Because really, if it was real juice, you wouldn't have been able to drink. They gave you, I want to say, it probably was a 6 ounce cup. And then your water cup was like a 12 ounce cup, right? I mean, in actuality, that's what it's supposed to be for. You're not, if it's the right juice, you're not going to be able to drink no 8 to 16 ounces of juice. Hey, Truth and Integrity, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Said medicine with food does not mean a whole plate of food. Right, that too. That too. It don't mean a whole, just mean that you gotta have something on your stomach. That too. Thank you for the roses, Truth. I appreciate it. Look, Sylvia, I say, yeah, it could be crackers in a glass of water. Yep, could be something light. That is true. All right, let's get these last little few minutes, and then we're gonna roll up out of here.
What does your fast look like? Because I've heard of all these different types of fasting: 36 hours, 72 hours,
Oh, yeah.
14
Yeah.
hours.
There's no rules for fasting. You could do, it could be 16 hours. So 14 hours, remember, is sort of a baseline, 12 to 14 hours, right? That just means you're not eating after dinner. That's it. And so if you want to lose weight, that's probably not strong enough to make you lose weight, because 12 to 14 hours is sort of just this baseline that people had in the 70s. So you can go to 16 hours, for example, and you shrink that by either eating breakfast a little later or eating dinner a little earlier. But you can do more than that. You can do, say, a 24-hour fast. You could eat 2 meals a day, say eat between 12 and 6. That's a 6-hour eating window. Or you could eat once a day, which is like a 24-hour fast. Or you could even go multiple days without eating, because again, your body is smart. Like your body knows what to do. If you have all those calories sitting on your body, right? 100,000 calories sitting in body fat, and you don't eat for 3 days. Well, you need 6,000 calories. Well, you have 100,000, 200,000. So what's the problem? Take it out of your body fat. Let your body eat your body fat. That's what fasting is doing for you. And it's totally natural, because that's what it's there for. That body fat is not there for looks. It's there for you as a source, as a store of calories. So fasting just lets you use that. There's nothing wrong with it. People talk about hunger, for example, but again, hunger is very interesting because people think it's the amount of time that you haven't eaten, but it's not true. It's actually hormonally mediated. So if you think about hunger, I actually found this really fascinating. So if you look at studies of when people are the most hungry and the least hungry, on average, people are the most hungry at 8 p.m. and the least hungry at 8
Hey,
a.m.
Tay, welcome
So
in.
in the morning time, you are actually the least hungry that
Thank
you
you
will
for
be
being
all
here.
day. That's just an average. And at 8 p.m. in the evening time, you are the most hungry. So 8 a.m. is the period of time that you've gone the longest without food. So why are you the least hungry? It's because it's hormonally mediated. When you wake up at 5 a.m., your body actually has this surge of hormones, growth hormone, cortisol, and sympathetic tone, which is already getting you prepared for the day. It's starting to release some of the stored glucose from your body fat, from your sugar stores at 5 a.m. So your body has already prepared you for the day ahead without you even doing anything. That's why people in general are not hungry at 8 a.m.
I've got to talk to you about these new injections people are getting to.
Okay, we're gonna start right there because he ain't about to talk about my injection. I'll just play it. It's some good information, and it's nothing that I haven't uh talked about before. Hey Tay, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, my brother from Pakistan. Welcome in on the TikTok side. I am doing very well. How are you doing today? Hope your work day was great. So guys, he mentioned the fasting and the windows. He said it depends on if you have to keep your blood count up. Don't overeat. Right. Don't overeat. Look, Sylvia, I say when you get them hunger pains, you're not hungry, you're thirsty. Drink you some water. Swallow your spit. I'm just playing. Get you some water. David say water will curb your appetite. It definitely will. He said yes, thanks. Yeah. He said true, true, true. Gardeners Grace said true. So y'all, I want to reiterate. Everybody's body is different. And he gave you the like saying 12 to 16 hours is the baseline. But most people, majority of the people that they have studied, their body usually shifts over to fat burning mode at the 16-hour mark and over. Um, but your body you'll be able to tell when your body is switching over. You'll be able to tell if you're getting that more energy, if you're feeling less brain fog, if you're feeling just overall generally feeling good, more energy and everything. Your body will tell you. And let me tell you what happened to me when I started off fasting. I started off with the I think I did like the 8 hour, then the 10 hour, and I noticed that with the 8 hour and the 10 hour, my sugar cravings was still there, and they was a little ramped up. So that's how I knew I needed to increase, you know, my fasting um, window. So when I increased it to the 12 hours, I noticed the same effects that I had when I was taking the Ozempic. I didn't have those sugar cravings. It was little to none. It didn't get rid of it 100%, but it was little to none. I noticed the belly fat started coming off. Like I would go to sleep and wake up the next morning. I'm like, dang, where my stomach went? I noticed that. I noticed more energy. I noticed I was able to sleep a little bit more. And then when I didn't sleep 8 hours, the sleep that I did get, even if it was 5 hours or 4 hours, it was felt like I had slept for long hours, right? It was real good sleep. You do have great work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Tay, so much. And so let your body be your guide. Once you're on this journey, you'll learn how to interpret your body's language, and it'll tell you what it needs and what it doesn't need, because it's definitely speaking loudly. Some of us has just been ignoring it so long to where we just have become accustomed to ignoring it. It hasn't stopped speaking to you. You just have stopped listening. And what I also noticed is from women, let me give you this tidbit. Um, it is suggested that you are not to fast when you're having your monthly, because especially if you're trying to have kids, because that contributes to PCOS. It could also trigger early um, other female problems like menopause. So let me tell you this. I've noticed, y'all know, women, when you're having your monthly, you get those cravings and sugar cravings and things. So when I was fasting, I would stop, while I was having my monthly. And then when I got off of it, oh my God, it's like them sugar cravings just like was like, boom, we here. Give me all the sugar. Give me all the sugar. Give me all the sugar. Like I just had them in my brain, my mind just up there breakdancing saying sugar, 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 sugar. That's all they were saying. So what I found out I had to do after my monthly, I had to reset my body. I had to do a drastic reset every month, once a month. I started with a 24-hour fast. After my monthly went out, I started with a 24-hour fast to drive my body right back into it. Because if I didn't, that's what I would have been doing. Then I found out that 24 hours wasn't enough because of how long my monthly was. It ain't a couple of days. It was more than a couple of days. About a week. So I had to do a 48-hour fast. And I found out that once I did that 48-hour fast, that helped me to reset my body and get me back on track and kick those sugar cravings. And it helped me to continue my lifestyle. Okay. So if you're having problems, even if you're don't have those monthly issues anymore, and you find yourself every now and then around the same time a month, pay attention to your body. Around the same time a month, you're having these desires or cravings. Hit it with a fast. Try a 24-hour fast. If that don't work, ramp it up some more hours and see if that'll kick it out. Let's see. I'm getting up to these comments and then we're gonna head on out of here. Truth says your body sends the same signal for thirst as it does for hunger. Most are thirsty and not hungry. Most of the time, yep, when you feel that, and I can second that. Not because that's what I heard, but because I deal with it every day. When I fast, sometimes I get hungry, or sometimes I feel those hunger pains. All I have to do is drink a sip of water, and them hunger pains be gone. Look, what they say, man, my stomach be pump faking. He don't even be hungry. It be pump faking, be trying to see if I'm gonna go for the okie doke. That's what it be doing. Sylvia say 16 is the baseline. Sometimes 24 or 36. Yes. Sometimes you got to listen to your body. Sometimes you got to go longer. Water, not the. Oh, he talking to David. All right. Yes, that midsection. Yep, it was going. It was going. They would say water is supposed to have mineral in it. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. So that's why I encourage y'all to try. If you're drinking water and you're feeling like you can douse like 3 or 4, 5 bottles of water behind each other, it ain't got everything in it that you need in it. The minerals and electrolytes and everything in it. Try coconut water. Look, Sylvia, look, 5 pounds lighter. And that's what encouraged me because I noticed, even with the sugar, I noticed like after a certain amount of time, the inflammation in my face went away with the sugar. Then with the fasting, I noticed the stuff around my belly started shrinking. That belly fat was starting to go somewhere. I was like, okay, we I could do this. That was my motivation. Cause you know how hard it is for a woman to lose belly fat. Hey, Tori's brain, welcome in. Thank you for being here. It's really hard for a woman to lose belly fat. And for that to happen, I was like, oh my God, I'm sold. And I'm doing this every day for the rest of my life. Okay. So, guys, that's all I have for y'all tonight. I would encourage you guys to go ahead on over and finish watching the remainder of that video. Next time I go live, I will be sharing some more great information when I'm talking about this. Also, to bring this thing to a close, please remember if you going out and you're not checking these labels and stuff, then you better be growing your own food because you don't know what they putting in it. You don't know. Okay, go to these farmers markets and inquire even them farmers markets what they putting on their food and what they spraying on it. But you better ask some questions because you're gonna be changing your lifestyle, thinking you changing and getting bamboozled. Okay, ask questions. People won't if they want to get offended. That's okay. on them. But you asking for your life, right? You want to live, right? Better open up your mouth. Truth and integrity say what we aren't talking about yet is the fact that we are eating what our parasites are craving. About 40% of your bowel movement is parasite waste or worms, definitely. And it's some foods. Now don't go get these foods from the store now. Do your parasite cleanse. Before I even started a lifestyle change, I did a cleanse period, to get rid of the junk that I already had in me. Before you start anything, let me recommend that you do a cleanse. After you do that cleanse, then you do your fast. Because if you don't cleanse, it don't matter. You just trying to pile more junk on top of junk. You can't do that. How can you clean your oil and not drain? How can you do an oil change and not drain that dirty oil out of there, right? You don't just pour the new oil in there with the dirty oil, do you? Do you? If you do, you're going to tear that motor up. Tear that motor up. Okay? Let's see. Make sure I got the rest of these comments before we get out of here. Netta say, Sugar, you dropped some gems tonight. Thanks for your research and knowledge. No problem, Netta. Y'all know when I know, you know. And when we know, and we know better, we gonna what? Do better. All right. Amen, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys remember to hit that like button. If you didn't, do it on your way out. Those on TikTok, grab your daily heart meals. And I will see you guys in these social media streets. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody. Good night. Do a 6-month reset. Okay. I'm down if you down, Netta. Cause I'm doing this thing for life. So I'm down if y'all down. I'm down if y'all down. He say you are supposed to detox at the end of every. Oh, really? Okay, that's a something I didn't know. I'll definitely do some research on that. But I'll bring those 2 points back to y'all. Y'all got some good stuff that I can come back with y'all on the next time. But peace, love, and blessings, everybody. See y'all later.